What if I told you there's one thing you can do starting tonight that will boost your strength, speed up your learning, sharpen your focus, and even make you happier? Best of all, it's completely free. The secret? It's sleep. And I'm going to show you how to master it. Sleep is your body's most powerful performance and recovery tool. And if you're not using it correctly, you're leaving massive gains on the table, both in the gym and in life. So, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you won't just understand sleep. You'll have a complete blueprint to transform your nights and supercharge your days. Let's start with why sleep is so non-negotiable. We're not just talking about feeling tired. Skimping on sleep is like trying to build a house without a foundation. First, your immune system takes a massive hit. Studies show that a lack of sleep makes you way more susceptible to common infections. Next, your hormones go haywire. Your body starts pumping out more ghrelin, the hunger hormone, which is why after a bad night's sleep, you find yourself craving sugar and junk food. It's not a lack of willpower, it's your biology screaming at you, and it gets more serious. Chronic sleep deprivation is strongly linked to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and even long-term risks like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. The key takeaway here is simple. If you want high-level performance, physically, cognitively, or emotionally, sleep isn't an afterthought. It's the cornerstone. So, how exactly does a lack of sleep sabotage your performance? Let's break it down. Even a small reduction in sleep hammers your physical abilities. Your strength, speed, and reaction time all decrease. It becomes harder to learn new technical skills, whether that's a new lift in the gym or a complex task at work. But the damage goes beyond the physical. Your mindset, focus, and emotional resilience crumble. You'll find that your pain tolerance is lower and you fatigue much faster. It's not just in your head, it's a real, measurable decline. Now, what happens when we flip the script? Research has shown that when people increase their sleep from around 6.5 hours to 8.5 hours, they see significant improvements across the board. They get faster, their thinking becomes clearer, and their mood stabilizes. For anyone serious about performing at their best, the optimal sleep range is generally 8 to 10 hours a night. Remember, performance isn't just about what you can lift. It's your ability to recover, stay emotionally balanced, and handle daily stress. Sleep underpins all of it. To really get good at sleep, you need to understand what's happening when you close your eyes. Your sleep isn't just one long state of rest. It happens in cycles, each lasting about 90 to 120 minutes. Each cycle has two main phases, non-REM and REM sleep. Think of the first half of your night as physical restoration. This is when you get most of your deep, non-REM sleep. During this phase, your body gets to work on physical repair, boosting your immune system and healing tissues. Your brain is also busy pruning away unnecessary neural connections to make room for new learning the next day. Then, in the second half of the night, your sleep shifts to be more REM dominant. REM, or rapid eye movement sleep, is crucial for your mind. This is where you consolidate memories, process emotions, and spark creativity. It's during REM sleep that your brain connects different ideas, helping you solve problems and learn complex skills. Here's why this matters. If you cut your sleep short, you're primarily cheating yourself out of that vital REM sleep. One bad night can throw this whole architecture off balance, leaving you feeling emotionally drained and mentally foggy the next day. So what controls when you feel sleepy and when you feel awake? Two main forces are at play: sleep pressure and your circadian rhythm. Let's start with sleep pressure. The longer you're awake, a chemical called adenosine slowly builds up in your brain. This buildup creates a pressure to sleep. It's a simple, elegant system. The more you're awake, the sleepier you get. Now, This is where caffeine comes in. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors in your brain. It doesn't actually get rid of the adenosine. It just stops your brain from detecting it. That's why you feel more alert, but it's a temporary fix. And if you drink caffeine too late in the day, it can seriously interfere with your ability to get deep, restorative sleep later on. The second force is your circadian rhythm, which is basically your body's internal 24-hour clock. It's regulated mainly by light exposure, but also by when you eat, move, and socialize. In the evening, as it gets dark, your brain releases melatonin, a hormone that signals it's time to wind down. In the morning, exposure to sunlight slams the brakes on melatonin, telling your body to wake up and get moving. To optimize this, get some sunlight first thing in the morning and stick to a consistent sleep-wake schedule. When you disrupt this rhythm with late-night screen time or irregular routines, you confuse your internal clock, making it much harder to fall asleep. Now that we know how sleep is supposed to work, let's talk about the common culprits that mess it up. These are the sleep disruptors you need to be aware of. First up, caffeine. As we discussed, consuming it within 6 to 8 hours of bedtime is a recipe for a restless night. Next is alcohol. You might think a glass of wine helps you unwind, but it actually fragments your sleep, especially suppressing that crucial REM sleep in the second half of the night. Then there's blue light from our screens, phones, tablets, and TVs. This light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, blocking the release of melatonin and delaying sleep. Eating heavy or sugary meals close to bedtime can also interfere with your sleep, as your body has to work on digestion instead of rest. Nicotine is another one to watch out for. It's a stimulant that can increase awakenings throughout the night. Even sleeping in an unfamiliar environment can disrupt your sleep, a phenomenon known as the first night effect, where your brain stays more vigilant. All of these factors lead to lighter, more broken sleep and less time in those deep, restorative stages, leaving you tired and under-recovered. When you consistently miss out on the sleep you need, you start to accumulate something called sleep debt. Think of it like a credit card debt for your body. It adds up over time, and the interest is steep. Even just a few nights of losing an hour or two of sleep can significantly impact your mood, alertness, recovery, and your ability to learn new things. You might think you can just catch up on the weekend, and while sleeping in does help a little, it doesn't fully erase the debt. Research shows it can take 2 to 3 days of consistently good sleep to recover from just one bad week. It's far better to avoid going into debt in the first place. The short-term consequences of sleep debt are serious. Your physical performance drops, your risk of injury skyrockets, your emotions become harder to regulate, and your memory gets fuzzy. You can't just power through sleep debt. Your body and brain will pay the price. All right, so how do we fix this? It comes down to optimizing 3 key areas: duration, quality, and timing. First, duration. Your goal should be to get between 8 and 10 hours of sleep per night. If that sounds impossible, start small. Try going to bed just 15 minutes earlier each night and gradually build from there. Short naps, around 20 to 30 minutes, can be a great tool to supplement your nighttime sleep and boost alertness, but they are not a replacement for a full night of rest. Next is quality. Your sleep environment is critical. You want it to be cool, dark, and quiet. Invest in blackout blinds or an eye mask. Use earplugs if you have to. And create a wind-down routine for the last 60 minutes before bed. This means no screens. Instead, try reading a physical book, light stretching, journaling, or some deep breathing exercises to signal to your body that it's time to shift into rest mode. Finally, timing. This is all about consistency. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day. Yes, even on weekends. This anchors your circadian rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. Align your schedule with nature. Get sunlight in the morning and avoid bright lights at night. By focusing on these 3 pillars, you can build a powerful and consistent sleep routine. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you optimize your performance. Now go get some sleep.